Here we are after some strobing, and the ignition timing was over advanced by about 5 degrees on this one, like so many other machines that have been here recently seem to have had. Anyway, I've got it all set as it should be now according to the strobe and the timing marks, and I had my suspicions about the oil pressure light, so I've taken the switch out and I put a gauge on, and believe me, this engine is hot. And we're showing 60 psi at a fairly quick tick over. That's not bad. Sounds good, it's running well and everything. Well, what's wrong with that then, Paul, I hear you ask? Well, unfortunately this. Welcome to Oil Leak City. And I can't quite make out where that's coming from. So it's even gathering on the fins on the right hand side of the engine, on the barrels, and it even crossed my mind that the barrels might be porous, but I've had a bit of a clean up there and I don't think they are now. I think it's coming down the pushrod tube somewhere. I also noticed, see the nut there in the centre of the underside of the rocker box. My light is probably blinding the camera actually. That one there, and its corresponding partner on the inlet rocker box. Those nuts were missing completely. The rocker boxes were loose, so I tightened them. Cylinder head nuts and barrel nuts all seem fairly tight, but we've got that puking out of there unfortunately. Otherwise, everything seems to be going rather well, perhaps a bit too well, but at least we've got good oil pressure, which I was actually getting concerned about because the oil light was coming on. Well, that tells me that there's nothing to worry about on that score at least. So I'll just put the camera down anyway, I'll stop it and we'll have a hot start for what it's worth, but we're heading into oil leak fixing territory next, I think. It's only natural that the engine sounds so good and runs so well, no rattles or smoke or anything, so it's probably going to have to be partially dismantled to deal with that bloody mess. But such is life, and I had hoped that we might have been going for a ride on it soon. You might just be able to see there on the bottom fin and the next one up and the next one up, little beads of oil gathering on the fins. They are, that drips down then, and that, looking in through the fins, is what initially made me think that perhaps the cylinder barrels were porous. That has still not ruled that one out, but we definitely got a big leak from the pushrod tube unfortunately, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to deal with that, subject to speaking to the owner of course. But we've got a good runner, and I might take it up and down the lane just to try it out under its own power at some point, but no point in trying to go too far on it like that unfortunately. That'll have to be fixed.